A Joplin outreach group aims to reduce substance addiction. KOAM News at 10 is next.
Equipment that keeps America running. The challenges will be met. The rewards great, and the possibilities endless. Come work for TEI in Joplin. Now hiring. We have an immediate need for ASME code welders. A job at TEI means a great benefits package with a $1,500 sign-on bonus, tuition reimbursement, a 401k with a 4% company match, and full benefits on day one. Please call us at 417-782-5080.
Now at 10, an outreach group in Joplin aims to reduce meth addiction. Plus, heavy rains over the weekend lead to rising waters today. And it's time for one last big event before sending area kids back to school.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Joplin organization launches a new battle against meth. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The recovery outreach community this evening hosted an event to encourage substance abuse reduction. KOAM's Elise Noe has that story.
The Rock in Joplin hosted a listening session and discussion about meth reduction and recovery.
We have some funding to be able to do various events and activities within Jasper County focused on meth reduction and social connection.
The event was put on by the Community Partnership of the Ozarks. The listening session is part of a 5-year grant to reduce meth use for ages 19 to 29 in Jasper County.
So the meth use in Jasper County was identified for this age group based on folks entering treatment with that as their drug of choice.
The Community Partnership of the Ozarks has found challenges getting young adults involved.
What we really want to do is create what's called social bonding, which is a protective factor that can help people avoid risk decisions like substance use.
The goal for today was to hear from community members ages 19 to 29 about activities and social gatherings that could help reduce the use of meth.
We have a lot of dreams and goals, but really ultimately what we want to do is hear from community members, hear what they would want and what would work best for them.
Reporting in Joplin, Elise Noe, KOAM News.
The ROCC is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. For more information on how to get involved with the Community Partnership of the Ozarks, you can visit our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Missouri's Division of Cannabis Regulation announces a product recall. The DCR issues the recall for infused product manufacturer Delta Extraction. The agency says the recalled products were not compliantly tracked in the statewide track and trace system metric to allow the DCR to verify that the products came from marijuana grown in Missouri or that the product passed required testing prior to being sold at dispensaries. No adverse reactions for the product have been reported at this time. Nice night out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Eddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a great day for us today after the showers and thunderstorms. Severe weather that we saw last night, but today very pleasant. 82 for a high, started at 69. 91 is our average high, but at least we got some good rainfall amounts. Unfortunately, we've had some flooding, but we did get 1.51 inches officially at the airport in Joplin since midnight, but we're still way behind for the season. But check this out. Look at the heavy rainfall amounts, especially in our southern counties, Delaware County through McDonald County, Berry County, Newton County. This shows everybody at least 5 inches, and then some areas near Grand Lake upwards of 8 inches of rain. But we got very widespread rain, which we needed. Of course, we don't need any flooding, but it looks pretty good for us outside right now. It's going to be quiet, but we are going to see a warming trend. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. Yeah, those overnight storms did bring some much needed rain to the area, but as Doug said, also causing some high water issues. This is drone video of Elk River in McDonald County, Missouri. The high water there and at other area waterways caused some canoe rental businesses to cancel floating today. It's much worse in southeastern Missouri's Ballinger County, where residents are dealing with flooding from the storms. The National Weather Service says up to 6 feet of water has been flowing in some areas in Glen Allen, where the Sheriff's Office conducted some rescue operations. Crews worked to get residents impacted by flooding to safety and higher ground. State troopers had 5 rescue boats out with team members going door to door as needed. No injuries have been reported. Recent rain could lead to unwanted guests like mustard algae in backyard and public swimming pools. Area pool supply companies have been busy selling chlorine, shock treatment, and algicides all summer, with that demand expected to continue. Experts say those 3 steps are the best way to get rid of mustard algae already in your pool. After that, proper maintenance is key to keeping it away.
Backwash, brush, and vacuum, and do that, weekly, if not every other day. Make sure you're staying on top of that. Make sure you're getting the corners really well. A lot of times with the pools, the way the water flows, the corners get, pretty much unfiltered sometimes.
Checking the chemical balance every week and also keeping circulating pumps running can also help to keep the future algae blooms away. The 18th annual Back to School Bash by Victory Life Church was held at Pittsburgh at Lincoln Park. The community event offered back to school resources such as free haircuts and school supplies and a lot more. There were plenty of fun activities, including a free swim, kiddie rides. This is the first year that Victory Life Church partnered with 4 other local churches to put on the community event.
I want to give a shout out to them, the Family Life Assembly of God, Pitt Naz, Countryside Christian Church, and Trinity Baptist. They've all come together and put all our resources together to really make this a great community event.
Yeah, Flag Church, we are providing the free swim as well as all the inflatables in the park. And so this is our way of contributing to this great event that the community is putting together.
That event wrapped up this evening at 7 p.m. Back to school time means vaccination time for a lot of area students. The Joplin Health Department's community health nurses will offer vaccinations at the Joplin Schools open house this coming Thursday. Nurses will provide immunizations for both high school and middle school students during the event. It runs from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. The Joplin Health Department offers immunizations for children who live within Joplin city limits or are enrolled in a Joplin public or private school. Jefferson's Restaurant in Joplin comes up with a tasty way to thank school employees. Today through Sunday, school staff were able to head out to Jefferson's for a free dine-in meal of their choice of free burger, wing, salad, or handheld entree. The offer is inclusive of all Joplin area public and private school employees. School employees have to present a valid school ID badge to receive the offer. Coming up, a man in Newton County, Missouri faces charges after crashing his truck into a pond. Plus, a grand jury in Georgia unseals 10 indictments against former President Donald Trump. We'll have the latest.
As our name says it.
A Joplin man is dead following a vehicle pedestrian crash. The accident happened about 1:35 yesterday afternoon near I-44 and Main Street in Joplin. Authorities say the pedestrian Corey Fitzjohn of Joplin was trying to cross I-44 when he was struck by a pickup truck. Fitzjohn died at the scene. A driver faces charges today after a crash that put his pickup truck in a pond. The accident happened around 3:30 yesterday afternoon near Racine, Missouri. Authorities say the truck was traveling west on Highway 86 and turned left to leave the highway. The truck hit a tree and overturned into the pond. Authorities worked to control the spill of oil and gas into a creek. Authorities arrested the driver and charged him with DWI. From a pickup in the water to a boat on the interstate, a portion of I-44 in Jasper County was blocked yesterday morning because of a boat, on the road, not supposed to be there. Jasper County authorities were alerted around 7:30 a.m. They say traffic was backed up for about a mile and a half after a pickup hauling the boat jackknifed, throwing the boat off the trailer and onto the road. Traffic resumed as normal around 9 a.m. We're waiting to learn more about the indictments handed down by a grand jury in Georgia investigating former President Donald Trump. The story is still developing at this hour. If charged, it would be the Republican presidential candidate's 4th indictment this year. Christian Benavides has details.
Late Monday night, a Georgia judge unsealed 10 indictments from a Fulton County grand jury. District Attorney Fannie Willis and her team of prosecutors spent the day presenting their case of possible interference in the 2020 presidential election by former President Trump and his allies, including this call to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
The GOP frontrunner remained defiant while campaigning in Iowa this weekend.
We did nothing wrong.
Sources tell CBS News Willis could pursue racketeering charges typically used against organized crime.
Georgia has a pretty broad or generous RICO law.
CBS News legal analyst Jessica Levinson says the DA will try to show that Trump and his team were acting like a criminal enterprise.
You essentially have to prove that 2 or more crimes were committed by 2 or more people and that they were trying to protect or control an institution, property, or an interest.
The former president has been indicted 3 times this year. First in New York on charges related to hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, then federal charges stemming from classified documents seized from his Mar-a-Lago estate, and most recently federal charges related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election and the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Atlanta.
Now, earlier this year, a special purpose grand jury in Georgia said it believed perjury was committed by several individuals and recommended the DA seek, quote, appropriate indictments. The death toll has risen to 99 from the wildfires that ravaged the Hawaiian island of Maui last week. Soldiers are combing through burned out areas of Lahaina, searching for victims. The death toll is expected to rise further as they make their way through the scorched rubble. At least 1,300 people are still unaccounted for. Hawaii's governor says a comprehensive review is underway to determine why the state's siren system failed. Scientists in Canada found the spread of the Omicron variant helped many people acquire immunity to SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Data published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal shows 75% of the population had COVID antibodies by March of 2023 from a mixture of vaccination and exposure, but they say antibody levels might diminish over time. A little later, the latest edition of Pigskin Preview is hot off the presses, kind of, sort of, digitally speaking. John has more coming up in sports.
Plus, we're going to have a chilly night for us tonight. When are we going to warm back up? We're going to look at that coming up.
Years of experience at Bath a month.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice one for us today. Temperatures fantastic across the region. Behind the severe weather we had last night, heavy amounts of rain into the morning hours, but nothing like that tonight. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, we were in the upper 80s yesterday, but today quite a bit cooler, plus the humidity was much lower. So we only went right around 81, 82 degrees, and it felt fantastic. In fact, it's going to be a little bit cooler for us tomorrow. Let's go outside. 69 in Stockton, 71 in Neosho, Miami at 69, Pittsburgh 67, Chanute is sitting at 68 degrees, and our humidity is quite a bit lower. Look at this, upper 50s to lower 60s. So that, if we look at our dew point tracker, it makes it feel kind of in that pleasant to not bad range. It's not that real sticky, muggy, soupy feeling that we had outside over the weekend. Through the night, we dropped back to 58, 60 at 7 a.m. And look at this, sunshine, only 67 by 10 o'clock in the morning. We have clear skies out here right now. Not much is going on. You can see this big upper level low kind of spinning up through the Great Lakes. And here's that cold front that rolled through and gave us the thunderstorms. But behind it, we have northerly winds out of Canada. That's why our temperatures are cooler across the region. This is what we're going to have as we go through the next couple days. But let's go through time. Let's work through the week because, of course, that big dome of high pressure starts to push back in late this week into the weekend. So what this means for you is all the thunderstorms stay north of us, and we get that heat and we get that humidity, which is going to return later on this week. But it's a slow rise to that point. Let's go through time. We're going to stop in the morning hours, upper 50s, very pleasant night. As we go through the morning, a few random clouds, but we should go into lower 70s by noon. And check out these highs. Mount Vernon 75, Carthage 77, about 81 in Miami, Iola up to about 79 degrees. Tomorrow night, similar to what we're going to see tonight, we'll hit that dew point again, so we'll get dew, upper 50s for overnight lows. And then Wednesday afternoon, a little bit warmer, but not bad. High temps, very similar to what we had today, 82, 83, mid 80s once you get into our western counties. By Wednesday night, not quite as chilly as we dip back into the mid 60s as our temperatures start to warm back up. All right, day planner for you tomorrow. 7 a.m. 62, 11 a.m. 69, 77 by 3, back into 76 by 7 p.m. But of course, we're going to warm up. Thursday, Friday, back into the 90s. We get at least into low to mid 90s by Friday. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures creep up near that triple digit mark once again. 78 tomorrow, let's go 83 on Wednesday. Thursday, the humidity starts to creep back in, back to 92. Over the weekend, upper 90s, and we stay in the upper 90s to near 100 most of the next week. Plus, notice, there's not much rain chances, so we're going to dry out. I know we had some flooding rain, but we're going to dry out quickly.
Yeah, it gets up close to 100 degrees, doesn't take long, that's for sure. Thanks, Doug. A new addition to Silver Dollar City lights a fire of interest under an old attraction. The new Fire in the Hole will get a brand new home in what officials are calling the Fire District. The new Fire in the Hole replaces the iconic ride after more than 50 years. The indoor coaster features 5 drops, including a water splashdown, and 14 show scenes, including a custom soundtrack. Even the park's president had to express his excitement.
This is a really exciting thing for Branson and Silver Dollar City. You know, Fire in the Hole has been a long-time favorite attraction, and to see an updated version of Fire in the Hole, I think is going to bring a whole lot of folks to the area.
This $30 million investment will reside in a 5-story building directly behind Fireman's Landing. Officials expect that attraction to be ready by spring of 2024. Still ahead, Frontenac High School football is on the practice field for the first time this year. And KOAM's annual Pigskin Preview is back for its 28th year. John Dales has those stories and a lot more coming up.
Plus, get a free Yeti cooler with qualifying purchases only at Ashley.
Missouri high school football teams have been practicing for a week now. Kansas schools begin today, and now it is officially football season because at KOAM we're releasing our 2023 Pigskin Preview. The 28th edition is now available. It's exclusive on our website at koamnewsnow.com/pigskin. If you're new to the area or haven't heard about it before, the Pigskin Preview has everything you need to know about 59 different high school football teams in the area, 2 junior colleges, and 2 universities, from starting rosters to team schedules, as well as record predictions and a whole lot more. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now as well. It'll take you to the website. This isn't just valuable in the preseason. We'll be updating the team pages with highlights as the season goes on. Family, friends, or fans headed to each game can use the Pigskin to also learn up on opponents each week. And speaking of high school football teams in our area, our 2023 season previews roll along with the Frontenac Raiders as they take the practice field this afternoon for the first time this season. Raiders went 6-4 a year ago, bowed out of the playoffs in the regional championship against Girard. Frontenac brings back several starters from last year's team. It has a senior class that might be light on numbers, but not effort. Head coach Mark Smith says there are some areas that call for improvement, but clear ways to get there.
We're going to have to get better on the offensive and defensive line. You're going to win the big games running the ball and stopping the run. So I think our defense will be very strong. I think we'll be very fast on defense. We're going to have to create more turnovers and give our offense good field position and just create some points unknown points that you can get.
A lot of guys were lifting over the winter, and everybody was lifting this summer. We were running a lot. A lot of guys have been catching routes with me. We'll go throw in the mornings, and everybody's just trying to stay sharp as possible. And you just got to like to walk. The person who likes to walk is going to get farther than the person who likes the destination.
In college football, Division II preseason coaches poll comes out this afternoon. Last year at this time, Pittsburgh State unranked. What a difference a year can make, though. The Gorillas are the number 4 team in the country. Here's a look at the other top 10 teams. Ferris State, who knocked out Pitt State in the playoffs last year on a missed field goal. They then went on to win the national championship. Well, they're the top-ranked team in the country. Northwest Missouri, another MIAA team, in at number 6. Emporia State, 3rd team from the conference in the top 25, not on the screen, but they're number 19 in the country. PSU season gets started in 2.5 weeks on August 31st. FBS preseason top 25 from the AP voters also released today. Defending national champion Georgia in at the number 1 spot. Michigan and Ohio State right there afterwards. USC, the first Pac-12 school, at number 6. 2 ACC teams, Florida State and Clemson. Really interesting though, no Big 12 schools up until Texas, outside of the top 10, ranked at number 11. Keep talking about it. Pigskin preview though out, can't say it enough time. Go check it out on our website. We've put in a lot of work on that, so we hope everybody enjoys it.
It's digital, so you can take it with you anywhere if you have your cell phone.
You can.
We'll be right back. People all over Missouri travel across the state to take in the Missouri State Fair, and many of them do so to take part in the rooster crowing contest, because of course they do. One part enthusiasm, one part sheer intensity, the rooster crowing contest has gained no small amount of notoriety over the years. One competitor, Mark Cunningham, has become synonymous with the tradition surrounding the contest as an 18-time finalist, and as king of the coop, you can be sure many are they're egged on by his achievements. I'm sorry. Those include Mark's son, Mitchell, who won this year's competition. I guess the chick doesn't fly too far from the coop. The weather tomorrow is going to be something to crow about, Doug.
Yes. Those roosters are going to be going about 6:30 in the morning. Temperatures are going to start in the upper 50s, 78 for a high, so a fantastic day. 50s again tomorrow night. We do slowly warm up, 80s, 90s to near 100.
Final sports note.
Fun Royals game tonight. Bobby Witt Jr., who's been, one of the bright spots this year, he hits an inside the park homer, circling the bases in 14 seconds. They end up also winning on a walk-off sacrifice bunt.
Wow. It's exciting. It's the season and nearly an end.
Yeah.
An update out of Georgia now. At least 13 indictments handed down against former President Donald Trump, at least one of those involving RICO. A lot more, of course, in the CBS morning show and also on KOAM's morning show that starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.